Well, welcome back and thank you for going over your bell ringers with me in the previous video. In this video, our I can statement says I can compare positive and negative numbers using a number line. And so there are some important notes to read. I'm going to go over it with you and talk you through it, but I do want you to read it for yourself. It's very important that you get a firm handle on this. If you have access to a printer, these are some good examples to print out and maybe put into your ISN. Or if you don't have a printer, you could copy them into your ISN. So comparing positive and negative numbers. On a horizontal number line, as you move to the right, the numbers get bigger. As you move to the left, the numbers get smaller. On a vertical number line, as you go up, the numbers get bigger. As you move down, the numbers get smaller. That's kind of common sense. We're used to seeing that. But when you start getting into these negative numbers, it kind of can get confusing. So we want to use less than, equal to, or greater than to compare -4 and +2. What number is farther to the right? Well, in this problem, 2 is the farthest number to the right. So therefore, -4 is less than 2. Okay? Use less than, equal to, or greater than to compare 3, and -6. In this problem, you put 3 and -6 on a number line. Which one's the furthest to the right? So you got to go to the further you get to the right, the bigger the number is. So 3 is greater than -6. So down here, it wants you to graph. So 7 and its opposite on the number line. So we're going to take 7 and it goes on the number line. And -7 is its opposite. Why? Because it's the same distance away from 0, but in opposite directions. Then you're going to take 5, and its opposite. What's the opposite of 5? -5. So we're going to place that on the number line. Now, keep it in mind, the further you are to the right, the bigger your number is. Okay? It's a big idea for today. Where does 7 lie in relation to? Now, you're going to have to do this on your own. So I'm going over it with you, and then you're going to do it on your own here in just a minute. So where does 7 lie in relation to 5? So come over here. I'm trying to cover this up like you can see. But where does 7 lie in relation to 5? 7 is on the right. So therefore, 7 is bigger. But look what happens when you're talking about the opposite of 7. Where does the opposite of 7 lie in relation to the opposite of 5? Well, -7, the opposite of 7 is -7, is on the left of -5. So therefore, that tells us some important information. -5 is greater than -7. Why? Because -5 is farther to the right. And 5 is less than 7. Now think about that. When you're talking about, we know that 5 is less than 7. We know that. We've known that for a long time. But when you're talking about the opposites, now the opposite must be true. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Then your next assignment, drag the symbols to the orange circles and to make the comparison statement. Drag the dots to plot the points on the number line. So you're going to take this little data point and you're going to put it on -1. And you're going to put 0 data point. I'm graphing -1 and 0. Which one's further to the right? That's the one the alligator eats. The alligator eats the bigger number. So you're going to graph 3 and 0. You're going to graph -3 and 1. And then you're going to drag over the comparison statement. So -1 is less than 0. So I've done example 2. You've got to do 3, 4, and 5. If you get time today, scooch on over to Excel. I want to show you how to do that just quickly. If you go to classwork, let me go to my classes here for study hall. You go to study hall, classwork, and then you go down to the first thing you see, IXL, log in with Clever, and you go log in. And then what you're going to do is log in with Google. And it says, log in with Google. Sure, no worries. Got it. And then there's 3 apps that's going to be down at the bottom on yours. Now, mine may pop up something different. And it's going to be the letters I, X, and L. IXL. Mine looks a little different than yours, but you should still have the IXL. Yep, these 3. So I have other information, but IXL is right there. Perfect. Then you can come over and there are it'll bring you right up to you. You can work on some stuff. You can look at the learning, and then you can click on stuff that it tells you to learn. And in the top right hand corner, there's some stuff that I've recommended for you. And so you can just work on those things and work on those topics to help you get better and to have additional practice if you need it. I would strongly suggest you do that. It's only going to make you better. So after you finish these 3, 4, and 5, go back and try some IXL problems. So our I can statement, I can compare positive and negative numbers using a number line. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Have a blessed day. Message, comment. Let me know if you send me an email. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you hopefully very soon. I have the darndest thing turn this off. The darndest time. That is so frustrating. But I got it now. Y'all have a blessed day.